Well, it's day 3 of the 21st International AIDS Conference currently underway in Durban, KwaZulu-Natal. Ayanda Mushlongo is tracking that conference for us. We're live to her now. Ayanda, more compelling statistics out today. What can you tell us?
Well, a very good afternoon to you, Kirshni. Absolutely, a lot of developments from the conference, from a call for more funding. It's one of the subjects that we've been unpacking today, a call from civil society, from researchers, for scientists, for more funding. And obviously those good news, they're coming in today with the announcement that there'll be more funds injected into HIV and AIDS programs, and that is to the delight of many civil society organizations. Of course, it's needed about 7.2 billion each year so that the world is able to meet its AIDS response target by 2020. Now, one of the sad realities as well of HIV and AIDS, and a problem that is affecting many people, is stigma and discrimination. And more concerning about stigma is it becomes a barrier for HIV testing and care. And talking about stigma, many people will remember in 1998 the very sad story of Gugu Dlamini, an HIV and AIDS activist who was brutally attacked and killed after disclosing her HIV status during a radio interview. And today I'm very happy to be joined by her daughter, Mandisa Dlamini. Mandisi, thank you very much for having joined us today. I know we brought you from far to be part of our discussion, but thank you very much for being here. And I know that you've been doing a lot of work on stigma and discrimination. But let's just start off by growing up and telling us your story a little bit. How did the situation and the sad events and what happened to your mother, how was it for you? How was the situation? How was it for you growing up?
It was hard, I have to say. I mean, you can imagine growing up with this one person, because I never had any younger sister or brothers. I was the only child. So this person, my whole life was with her. You know, me growing up, my visions, my thought and my dreams were all around her. And now this person suddenly is taken away from me at the age of 13. So now I had to start afresh and find a new identity and find someone or something that could give me an identity to grow up and be whatever that I want to be. And without proper guidance, without proper mentorship, you know, I was heading for a fall, you know, until I was fortunate enough to be adopted in Pretoria by a woman who was working for the city of Tshwane. And she adopted me. She hid me from the media, from everything that was happening around South Africa. They will talk about HIV and say Mandisa Dlamini is doing well overseas. But she knew I was at her house. She never received any grant from anyone. I was eating what her children were eating. And I remember I said to her, Mama, how can I say thank you for what you've done? I mean, I'm a grown-up woman now. You've mentored me to be strong and to forgive the killers. How can I thank you? And she said, my daughter, if you can just go back to the same community that killed your mom and do exactly what I did to you. Give them love, give them support. If you can do that for me, I think that's the best thing that you could give me. I don't want your money. I don't want fame. I just want you to go back and identify. So that's how the Gugu Dlamini Foundation was born.
And I mean, after those incidents, your mom became the catalyst for change. That first conference that was held on African soil, she became the face of stigma. And despite the unfortunate events, I'm sure that you're quite happy that her death was not in vain.
Exactly. I'm quite happy that her death was not in vain. And I'm also happy that if it didn't happen, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be touching the lives of young women that I'm working with every day. I wouldn't have grown and matured like I am today. So in a way, it was not in vain. Yes, it was painful, but it was not in vain.
Mandisa, we'll have to leave it there, but thank you very much for coming out and joining us today. Mandisi Dlamini, she is the daughter of Gugu Dlamini, an HIV/AIDS activist who sadly lost her life after disclosing her HIV status back in 1998. And the topic we're discussing, which still seems to be a really sad reality for people living with HIV, is stigma and discrimination. That's all we have for now. Keshni, it's back to you in studio.
Ayanda Mashlongo covering the 21st International AIDS Conference fast underway in Durban, KwaZulu-Natal.